Welcome back to the Transplanting Podcast. My name is Bear, of course, joined by the lovely Daphne with her handcuff earrings.
Yes, it's the handcuffs earrings because it was the birthday, and what better fun to do with it? I am feeling so bad right now. We had started this podcast episode, and then I just realized that I didn't hit record, and so we're having to start over on this thing, and I feel so guilty about this right now. Today, we have Jess. And Jess, I did want to thank you, though, for coming on the podcast, but also being so patient with us, because the last time we tried to talk, the internet just wasn't working on our end. This time, I thought I had sent you the link to log in, and it never sent. And, so I think both of us were probably waiting forever, going, where's the other person?
And then you didn't hit record.
And then I didn't hit record. So today has just been a clusterfuck of issues. But
we're here now.
We are here now. So thank you again.
Welcome,
for
Jess.
this. So when we were just talking, we started off with you explaining the organization that you created and how it is that I originally found you.
Sure, yeah. My name is Jess Crooks. I'm the co-founder of a company called Transmatters Worldwide. We started out running community events in and around the UK, meetups and board game nights and that kind of thing with the trans community here in London and outside of that too. My background is as a filmmaker. I've been doing that for the past 13 years, and so we've more recently been combining those two threads, and I've been making documentaries with the trans community about the trans community for the past 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah. And that, I think that was one of the ways I found you. It was either through your film, or maybe there was a segment of it, but I don't think so. It might have been through the film or through your Facebook page. I want to say there was a post on Facebook, and I saw it and went, hey, this is something that's really cool, and I want to reach out to the organization. I noticed when you go on your website, you have several videos that you guys have done recently. There was the Dear Wes video, part 1 and 2. I didn't make it all the way through, but I did start it, and what I noticed was it was just really heartfelt. And correct me if I was wrong, it was Wes telling their story. Does that sound right?
Yeah. I mean, well, it's the pitch of Dear Wes really is there is a politician in the UK called Wes Streeting. He's our Secretary for Health under the current government.
Okay.
He decided he was going to ban puberty blockers for trans youth. We are very against and very opposed that view.
Right.
As is the medical research and everything else, but I'm not going to get into that. Facts can't lie, unfortunately. But there is this... Our pitch for the film really was trying to hold someone accountable who can't traditionally be held accountable. And we thought by giving and inviting the trans youth community to be interviewed, come be in the film, and talk to Wes directly, that might be a way of doing that and getting some political outreach there. And that's the crux of it, really.
Yeah, I was enjoying as I was watching it, because again, it really was heartfelt, and listening to, I don't know, just some of the, I want to say there was a story that I was hearing when like pretty close to the start of the video. It was just really heartfelt. It touched me, and yeah, I like it. I did notice as I go through your website that you do have a documentary. There are 5 documentaries, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think we're getting up there. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a whole list of stats on your on your website that really is quite impressive. Oh my gosh, I gotta quit hitting the hitting the table. I was just looking at it here, where
1,582 members, 156 events, 14 webinars, 5 documentaries. Wow.
I mean, that is so
impressive.
much. What was that?
And that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Anyway, yeah, it's just impressive how much work you guys have done. How long has the organization been around?
So from my understanding, I originally I joined the group as a patron.
Right.
Um, I started somewhere in I think 2022, start of
Mm.
2022. I'd said to Ray, who was running it at the time, and who is my business partner on the venture, I'd said, "This is great. This
Yeah.
in-person event we're doing. It'd be really good if we could have something online as well, some sort of space for people who maybe can't come out or aren't, in the area." And he turned to me and said, and I'll never forget this. He said, "Well, yeah, that's a great idea. You should go and do that."
Yeah.
And since then, I've been kind of part of the team. That's how I got roped in, I think.
I mean, it is just impressive to see how much work you guys have done. Um, do you want to go over what some of this? I mean, you guys are doing meetups and it is worldwide, is what it says on the website. But it sounds like most of it's happening in London. Does that sound right?
So the worldwide, as it stands right this second, is somewhat aspirational. We do have quite an international community. London being kind of a capital city and a hub for that, we have had people from all around the world, be at our events, and occasionally people on holiday. We've had the odd tourists come in. They're like, "Oh, I want to see what the trans community is like in London," kind of thing,
Yeah.
and all over. Um, the next film we do is going to be very much living up to the worldwide moniker of that. I'm really looking forward to breaking out of the England bubble, so to speak. But we're having fun.
What do you think that'll look like?
I would hesitate to say too much. I could tell you
I don't want to
that
give away the surprise.
the it's the documentary I wanted to make for a very long time. It's on the topic of sex and relationships in the trans community.
Yes.
We have a few things that we're doing that are going to be huge, I think, and be forever what I will be known for to a certain extent. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, I think. It's a topic really near and dear to my heart, so I'm looking forward to getting started on it.
I love seeing how much this means to you, and as you talk about it, I can see how it's touching you and how excited you are about it. Um, I what has been some of the greatest moments that you've had as you've been working on this venture?
Oh, it's the things that I think about, and the things that I really take home with me are the personal moments to a certain extent.
Yeah.
We were. I'll be vague with the story, so I can tell you it. But there was when we were making Dear Wes, there was a trans teenager who wanted to be part of the film.
Yeah.
Uh, they'd managed to talk to their parents and get them involved too, and it was going to be, a joint interview that we were really kind of excited about. Like, it's
Yes.
everything that we wanted for the film. It would have been good for us. Um, I get an email the night before saying that the teenager had been hospitalized due to anorexia related reasons, and they were
Oh.
emailing me, "Oh, we still really want to do it. I can talk to the nurses and we can come in." I'm like, on an ethical level, I just can't do that as a filmmaker. Like, no, please rest up. You do what you need to do, and I'll hopefully talk to you soon.
Yeah.
And this happened, and it sort of carried, I suppose, a certain level of anxiety into the shoot, just sort of worrying. I'm a big mom for everyone around me. And I hadn't heard from them, and I was kind of, still a little anxious about it. But
Yeah.
a few weeks later, I was at a trans pride event in the city,
Mm-hmm.
uh, filming a music video, which is a different story, but I was kind of running between places. And as I'm moving around, this crowd of 100,000 people, Trans Pride in
Yeah.
London was really big this year. Someone calls out my name, and I stop and I'm looking around, and I see this mom like dragging a teenager behind them, like pushing through the crowd. And I'm like, I don't know, just my upbringing, I suppose. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get told off by someone. Like, someone's about to shout at me for something. Like, what
Yeah.
did I do?
Mm-hmm.
Someone's going to tell me off for filming or whatever. And it was the mom and the kid. They were like, they'd seen what we'd done online, they'd seen our stuff, and they were so lovely and so nice and so warm. I gave the kid a big hug, and like it was just such a you know, heartwarming moment. Anything bad that has ever come from making this company and doing these things, it just pales in comparison to little moments like that.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that come with me.
That touches my heart.
That's pretty remarkable, because you said that you were in the city, you're at this pride event, and hundreds of thousands of people, and then they spot you, and they spotted you out of that crowd. I mean, that's pretty remarkable and got to make you feel good. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That make me feel good.
It's I don't know. It's not why I do it. We started making the films because it's what I wanted to see in the world, and that has carried me, and it always will, I think. But yeah, it's an incredible thing. I'm really proud of it.
It's amazing to see how when you start an organization and it starts to go, you can see how it'll affect the world, and it actually can be like really, I don't know, makes you drive for it harder, because you can see where the good can go, and you see this future with it, and you just go, oh my god, it's affirming in some ways. Maybe not necessarily with gender, but I mean, it's affirming in you as a person and what it is you're doing, and it just makes you drive for it so much more.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell another story, just because it makes me smile every time I think about it. Context: I get invited to this gender clinic Christmas party every year, partially because we worked with them a few years ago. Partially, I think, because they know if they get me drunk enough from free champagne, I'll rant about the gun. And they do, and I do, and it works out for everybody, I think. But it's in this really like posh part of London. It's like the last square on the Monopoly board kind of thing. It's like kind of crazy. So I'm dressed up to the nines. I'm on the subway on the way there.
Yeah.
And I see this kid, and I sit down next to them, and they've got anime and furry badges on their bags. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I can sit here and it's fine. I'm not in any danger here.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to music. I'm on the way, and they tap me on the shoulder in the middle of the journey. I pull my headphones out, and they're like, "Oh, I love your dress so much. Where did you get it from?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's from this company, Disturbia. I like it a lot." And they go, "Oh, it's fabulous, really incredible, and I love the mesh thing underneath. You look great." I was like, "Oh, thank you very much." And I'm about to put my headphones back in, and they just sort of leaned over, and they'd like touched my arm, and they looked me dead in the face, dead in the eyes, and I just wanted to say, "Thank you for everything." And
Wow.
I was like, it just like stopped me dead. Like I just couldn't compute. And then as they're sort of like walking off the train, I see the other badges on their bag, and it's trans flag and LGBT and all this stuff. And I'm like, I think that was a trans kid. I think like all this work we'd put into like the trans kid documentary. I think I just sort of got recognized by one in the world somewhere. Like, what an incredible thing. Like. Mm-hmm. Just really sweet.
I'm over here getting emotional. I mean, that's really sweet. I've had several experiences myself, not necessarily that profound, but I have had experiences where there was an event within the trans community, and it just really affected me, and it touches you, and uh, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to see how, I'm going to say, a community and what for me is turning into family. It's amazing to see how people you don't even know can just sit there and change everything for you.
Yeah, it's it's an incredibly rewarding
Yeah,
vocation.
yeah,
I'm very proud to still do it.
yeah. What have been some of the biggest challenges that you've had with this?
Sure. So we, to cut a long story short, I suppose, we had for the last film for Dear Wes, we decided we were going to take the film to Kickstarter to raise the money needed to do it. Um, Knowing the project was just going to be a bit bigger in scale than the other films we'd done.
Yeah,
Um, that film and that campaign video really blew up online. We'd had a few celebrity endorsements and quite a lot of views and eyes on the video. We were able to raise the money we needed. It was all wonderful and a really fun experience. A lot of work, but a fun experience. Um, Hardest thing came after that. I mean, there were moments in that campaign where I'm waking up to 1,000 fresh, horrible messages from people around the globe.
yeah,
A few death threats,
yeah. I've
a
had
few
those.
real rough things.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was that bad. I was taking it kind of in my stride, and then I took a few screenshots and emailed them to my therapist and said, "Hey, can we just work out a way to deal with this in a way that's reasonable?" And he called me like 5 minutes later. He was like, "Oh my God, we should get you prepared for this in some way, shape, or form."
yeah,
Um, yeah, it's a horrible thing that anyone in this community has to deal with. We got some of the worst of it during the middle of that project there, but
yeah.
yeah,
And
it's the two stories don't outweigh each other.
yes, yeah. It with the death threats, is that something that you expected when you started this venture?
kind of. I maybe didn't understand and appreciate the scale of it
Yeah,
when we started. Um, I really thought it might be a little bit of a flash in the pan, but
mm-hmm.
I mean, we were working on that film for 8 months solid and
Wow,
had so much engagement the entire time. It was always constant in what we were doing,
yeah,
one way or the other. And I don't know if anything could have really prepared me for that. Um, that was you can't know when something is going to be successful or something is going to do well, I suppose. And it was, yeah, it got a little crazy for a while, but I'm now, I think, in a much better position for going forward.
good. It's been interesting for me, like when it came to dealing with death threats. It's been interesting for me to see how when you tell other people and you explain to them, hey, that this has been happening, that the response a lot of times is, no, it's not. You're just over dramatizing uh, these things.
Yeah, it's
Golly, I gotta quit.
yeah, I've got a lot of people like that in my life too.
Yeah,
It's difficult, but you've just got to process it in the best way you can, I think. What gives me comfort in moments like that is always reassuring the ground you feel firmest on. And I know making that film that me and my team were the right side of the argument and the right side of the conversation.
Yeah.
And I feel a lot of strength in that. I feel a lot of resolve in moments when, some idiot sends something awful online.
Yeah. When I was going through your website, you scroll down near the bottom, and there's a lot of different articles that are there. How to find out who you are. That was one of the um, articles I read where it talked about your inner compass and about not listening to necessarily all the external forces, but being true to yourself and who you are as a person. Whether it's with I'm going to say characteristics. If example like humility, if or not humility, sure, humility, right?
Humility.
That would be a good one. But being a humble person is something that you can be, and it's part of who you are, and you have to just find that within yourself. And so being trans, or not being trans, but necessarily being true to yourself as a trans person, would be one of those things. Um, do you write those articles yourself?
It's co-done by myself and my partner, Ray Lavery. We've done sort of a couple each, and we keep abreast of it as much as we can.
Yeah.
But it's a situation where, because we're kind of surrounded by the trans community at all times, because of the meetup events, the articles tend to stem from issues that we're hearing within the community directly.
Right.
So it's kind of a really nice thing, really. We're getting, community outreach and trying to tackle what's important to the
Yes.
community.
Yeah. Um, your articles that are there, some of them were how to come out, or ways to. I want to say ways to. You have it pulled up there, Bear. There was. I wish I
just
had this thing
compass.
pulled up. There was the compass, but then if you
Choosing
keep going,
yourself,
yes.
finding our voice when politics wrong. Pride is really for everyone.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, these articles are just super helpful for the trans community. But you're also not the only person in the trans community that's receiving death threats. Or I'll even go to say pretty extreme punishments, either in the social life or family life, religious life. What do you say to these people to help them get through things like that?
I I think there's a disconnect between the people who are leaving that kind of the hateful comments online and, to a certain extent, reality. I mean, when the videos really started to blow up and we were getting hundreds and thousands of messages, I'd argued with a few people, just back and forth,
Right.
just because I have a horrible
Mm-hmm.
relationship with authority and
Okay.
can't stand that. Um, but at the same time, it was this thing of, you would get to a certain point in the argument and you realize that people are sort of just repeating the same talking points that they've heard on,
Yes.
Fox News for you, not you guys, or GB News over here.
BBC One.
Or, yeah, like it's ridiculous. Like, no one is. They don't have a dog in the race in the way that we do.
No.
Reading horrible headlines on Facebook or whatever. And
Yeah.
I think if you can phrase it that way in your head and sort of find a place for it in that sense of the word, it becomes so much more meaningless. Like, it's not
Yeah.
really a you're not having a good faith conversation with these people.
No.
You're arguing with, someone having a rant on the internet.
I find that these different pages on Facebook and such, they will go post some meme or post whatever that just says, trans women are women, and all these people jump into the comments, no, they're not, and church says otherwise, you need to repent, pray to God, or I mean, so many different things like this.
Yeah, the main one that I read is mental illness.
Yeah, it's
That's the
I mean,
main
all
one.
these different arguments come out, and they come in by the hordes and just wanna just throw down the same rhetoric. But then when you go and find a post that you break down and go, here's the knowledge and the facts, and we can back it up, and all of this, they go silent, and none of them show up, because it really is a case where if you go look into the science, everything backs up trans people. And to view it otherwise, I think, is really just putting your head in the sand.
Yeah, and if I had a piece of advice to give anyone who's like dealing with that,
Yeah.
not all the time, but when you have the energy, when you feel like you can, it is kind of nice to have fun with them every now and again.
I get
and just not
feisty.
take it too serious.
Yeah.
There was a comment we received last summer that I think about all the time because it's the best comeback I've ever had in my life. The comment read, if I remember rightly, it's you people are disgusting, you and your signs at your sex parades. That's what they'd said.
Yes.
And sex parade really sort of stuck out for me. And the reply I had, it makes me laugh every time I think about it, is sex parades? Where? like just ridiculous. Like,
Sign me up.
please.
I got the
like,
handcuffs.
just be silly with it every now and again when you feel like you've got the energy in it. Like, I think it takes some of the burden out of it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, finding humor in some of the hard parts of life makes a big difference for sure. I know for the most part, people will send a message in about that, and I'll go, hey, I highly recommend that you come look at this information and read and study up on it, rather than just share this. But every now and again, I get feisty on the internet, and I'll come to Bear and be like, Bear, look what I did.
And you'll be like, was this mean? I'm like, no.
Or
fuck them.
I'll just turn around.
That's actually nice.
I'll just come over. I'll be like, I'm just messing with them right now. Like, I'm just having fun.
I do like sometimes forget, like, because of the last project went bad, we've got kind of a bit of an audience now.
Yes.
And sometimes I reply and it's not my personal account, it's the company account. I'm like, oh crap, I really probably shouldn't have done that one. That's
Right.
less cool.
Yeah. I've worked really hard to make sure I'm not crossing those most of the shit I post on my page. So we I believe we had asked if your company, you said you're trying to push it worldwide, but it sounds like most of it is kind of based in London right now, right? Did I ask that already?
We're based in London. Both the co-founders of the company are there, but we have had events in and around the UK.
Yeah.
The next project we're going to make in 2027 is, in a big bad way, going to be a worldwide production.
Yeah.
As far as the documentary space is, so the worldwide in our title is a little bit aspirational now, but we're going to live up to it.
Yeah.
A pretty unique way, I think.
Earlier before we hit record, you told us just a little bit about it, and I mean, I'm excited to see how this turns out, because some of the topics that you were going to cover, I've actually reached out to people in these kind of fields and said, hey, I would like to have this kind of conversation. And so yeah, I'm excited to see how this turns out. Do you have any idea how long it'll take for that?
It's going to be a little while. So we've made all of our films are directly put onto YouTube. This is going to be a bigger production. It's a feature-length documentary. It's a worldwide production. It's a little bit bigger than what we've done previously, but it's the right move for us now. It's the right topic too. Honestly, the film will be about sex and relationships in the trans community. It's a topic very near my heart. I can't tell you very much about what we're going to do.
Yeah.
It's
You're gonna come
a
to
big
Portland.
surprise.
That's what's happening.
So, will you be traveling worldwide?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my.
I'm going to be very careful about this. I will
Yeah.
say I had to sit my partners down and just say, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm sorry about that to a certain extent, but I think it's the
Right.
right thing to do now. And I got some, wide eyes and some Jesus Christ from the room, and I think that's fair. But
Yeah.
it's going to be a really fun film to make. We're really looking forward to it.
So this brings in an interesting conversation, though. If you're going to be traveling worldwide, you have the visa that you're going to need, passport. Are you worried about getting in trouble with other countries and the passport situation?
We I spoke to my producer about this recently. The last film, Dear Wes, the end of the movie is really calling out the Wes in the title for an interview, and I think we were very nervous about that. We'd had the speech I gave at the end of the film cross-checked by a few different lawyers. A few, just making sure I was on the right side of the line, so to speak. I then went on stage and shared some parliamentary emails I'd been sent, which was also another phone call to the lawyers at the premiere for the film.
Yeah.
And so my producer came to me recently and said, can we not do anything too gray area illegal for this one? And we're not going to, I think. So I don't think we're going to be in trouble with any countries. But it is a wild thing we're doing in a different color, I suppose. Everything is going to be above the law, but I keep saying to people, and I think it's true. What we do in this film will be the subtitle that goes under my name for the rest of my life, I think.
Yes.
It's a pretty crazy thing we're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, Bear and I experienced that when we were starting this. I sat Bear down and I was like, before I click publish, I go, are you sure you're ready? Are you sure you're ready to do this? Because once your name's out there, we can't take it back. It's attached to you.
Yeah, I mean, we learned that in the Dear Wes project, really. I'd sat down with a marketing guy a few years ago. He saw our first few films. I'm not in the first 3 films we made at all. Not for any other reason than I'm not necessarily an on-camera person, or at least I wasn't at the time.
Right.
And the marketing guy was like, these are great, but there isn't really a face or a head of the organization.
Right.
If you did that, you could get more interaction and reach a few more people. And we've really reaped the benefits of that idea.
Yeah.
And for the right reasons or the wrong reasons, I'm the face of the company at this point.
Yes.
That's the way it'll be.
I tried putting our face on a billboard.
Oh my God. She got me good. I thought she actually did it, and I didn't know that it was like a
I created it.
Yes, you did, but I didn't know that it was like a AI generated. And so she shows me that photo. And
I put it over a picture of a billboard.
I know, and I lost my shit thinking that my face is in Beaverton, Oregon right now. And yeah, that was a fun little prank.
I mean, I can't. It wasn't even meant to be a prank. I had put it, and I was so excited. Like I saw it, I had put it up on a billboard and a photo of a billboard just so I could see what it would look like. Yeah. And I put it up on this thing, and I go, Bear, look what I did, and everybody mistook it as. You actually did it.
The blood drained from my face.
Yeah, and I posted it on Facebook. I was all excited about it. I was like, "Look what we did! Look what we did!" And I got replies from all across the country with people going, "Congratulations!" And I was like, "It's not real. Like you should be able to see that it's not real." I was testing the idea. Have
It's
you?
a crazy thing just dealing with
Oh, excuse me.
my face and my image being out there so much is just kind of a wild thing to
Yeah.
me. I mean, at the premiere, we had an in-person cinema premiere, like 300 people showed up. And it wasn't until I sat down in the seat, having like been on stage and announced it, that I was like, God, my face is gonna be on a 40-foot screen, and I'm in the audience for it. That's a real like out
Yeah.
of body like experience kind of thing. Like,
I imagine
very
that would be
strange.
wild. I like.
Or surreal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would think so. My face has never been on 40 feet, but I don't know.
No.
Yeah,
It's fair. I will accept that. That sounds like, honestly, it sounds like fun to me, but also I'm like a little cocky. So maybe
Ooh, a competition.
it is a competition. My face will be on 41 feet. Thank you. It's-
fair, totally fair.
yeah. I just got the results back from an MRI because I've been having a lot of issues with my knee, especially over the last several weeks. It's been all I can do to walk anywhere. And I was anyway. The results came back and said I had a ruptured ACL and several tears within a meniscus. And I look at that and someone goes, "Oh my God, Dav! Like, what did you do? Like, you really fucked it up." And I go, "Well, you know me. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna win." So,
I can't just have a tear. The whole ACL just needs to malfunction and just not work.
no, I'm telling them, I'm like, I want a new knee, Bluetooth capable. Like, we need. There's like a little charging port in there.
Oh no, I forgot my charger. Oh, Daphne's sitting right next to me. Boop.
The power bank.
Plug into the patella.
Okay, so we were talking about going to other countries and potentially having issues with passport. Right now, are your passports allowed to show the I'm going to say your gender because I know there's been laws that they've been pushing right now to designate the difference, or not the difference, but to physically define what sex is in the UK.
Yeah, the process is pretty crazy right now and needs updating drastically. At the moment, you need to apply for what's called a gender recognition certificate in
Yes.
the UK. And what that entails is, people from your life giving evidence that you are living the gender you want to change to.
Here's a
Which
picture
is
of her wearing a dress 6 months ago.
which is crazy in itself, right? But like, it's a lot
Yes.
of that. It's a lot of personal and mental health questions. And then, from my understanding, as I don't have one myself, it is a standing in front of a board of people and pleading your case like
Jeez.
like a
Like
courtroom
court,
movie or
yeah.
something. It's kind of, an insane process.
I mean,
And it can also take a really long time
yes.
with, any sort of fast track services, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Arizona, where I was born, like Oregon, you can go change your birth certificate just by going to the judge and going through the legal process of it. But just at the end of it, you can change your birth certificate to have the sex on there match your gender. But in Arizona, you have to bring proof that you had the surgery before they will be willing to change it.
Jesus.
So you talking about the GRC, whatever that's what it reminds me of is, yeah, sure, you think so, come prove it.
I mean, I'm not a medicalist in any aspects of my life. I don't think you need to have surgery to be trans.
No, you don't.
Unequivocally. So that that riles me up. It's a horrible thing.
I mean, women have breast cancer and they go get a mastectomy from it. Are they less of a woman because they don't have a boob?
Yeah.
It shouldn't matter what your body looks like in order to be able to prove you are who you are. So I was doing a little bit of my research before we started here, 2004 is when they uh, created the ability for you to get the gender recognition certificate. And that
There.
you okay?
Yes.
That's when they allowed you to get the gender recognition certificate, which it sounds like that process has not been updated in 20 years. It's just kind of sat there.
No, I think there was a moment, 2018, maybe 2020, maybe
Yes.
where before the rhetoric on trans people in the UK really started to turn for the worse.
Yes.
There were definitely calls to have it updated. It's been, as you say, from 2004. It's been needed to be updated for such a long time. But the way the conversation's going at the moment, we're just not ready to have that conversation, I think, unfortunately.
Yeah. Um, that's I mean the bright side is that, come 2010, you guys passed the Equality Act, which allows you to still be a non-discriminated uh I don't want to say class. What would you call it?
Non-discriminated.
We're just gonna say group of people.
Group of people. Community. Yeah.
Sure, we'll go with that. Yeah, so I mean, there's that, but it sounds like even with the Equality Act, with the way that the politics have been changing, that even though legally that's there, that socially that's not being something that's working for you.
It's a really strange thing, honestly. I've seen the conversation turn pretty dark over the last few years
Yeah.
in particular. I mean, there is a group here backed by everyone's favorite wizarding
The
author,
JK.
Rowling. A group called Four in Scotland who have been
Yes.
petitioning very hard to break elements of the Equality Act
Yes.
and leave trans people out or be held under special regulations, and they've been unfortunately very successful in that.
Yes.
Even the politics of it all at the moment is very murky because of their kind of meddling and this horrible rhetoric and platform that they've been given.
Yes.
It's difficult at the moment, and I think that has had societal changes too.
Yes.
There were times in 2022 I could be out in the world and I'd never experienced anything. I've had more sort of individual sort of hate crime moments over the last
Yes.
few years than I've ever had previously.
Yes.
The conversation has changed, and it has changed for the worse, I think.
Yeah. Well, and this is something that I found interesting because the politics in the UK are different than the politics in the US, although they share some similarities, right? A lot of the politics around trans people, my understanding is more around culture and um, there's something else I was thinking of.
Like societal standard or
Uh, yeah, I
ish.
I suppose. Maybe. Well, now I don't remember. But the point is it was almost more cultural based, whereas in the U.S. it was it's been more religious,
Religious, for
and
sure.
and
For sure.
school based. Like
Mhm.
everybody here, everybody's caring about what school and the bathroom
The
status.
bathroom, sports.
A little bit on
and-
sports. I think the sports was bigger in the UK than it was in the US, though.
Yeah, I mean, we've been banned from so many things in this
Yeah.
country, including, fishing and chess, where, biological, whatever
Yeah.
argument you want to make about that, as ridiculous as it is in the first place, doesn't hold any water. It's just a ridiculous thing, honestly. And even the sports where you might be able to complain of a biological advantage that doesn't exist. You're really only affecting one or two people. There are not that many UK trans athletes
Right.
working right now. I remember when they banned the trans women from cycling events. I
Yes.
think it affected one woman,
Mm-hmm.
who was actively competing in that moment, which must be a real,
I mean, you feel targeted.
yeah, like what a horrible thing to, be trying to achieve at that level and be in the conversation. What an
Yeah.
incredible thing that is in itself. And then, government bodies and activist groups are campaigning to get you out of that. So
Yeah.
it's a real horrible thing.
My favorite was the trans woman, I believe in London, that was doing the. I don't think it was diving. I think it was swimming. Uh, she was competing in swim, and it wasn't even like teenager swimming. It was older adult. But then they kicked her out of the women's swimming because she was biologically male here, air quotes, right? But she was kicked out of that for doing that. So they said, no, you have to swim with the men. So she showed up with the men and took her top off because, no, if you're going to call me a man, what does it matter? And then they got upset about that
And they
because
got
her boobs
upset
were
because
showing.
yeah, boobs are showing. It's like, well,
My favorite voice in this conversation, it will always be, is Michael Phelps coming out and saying that,
Yeah,
trans women shouldn't put in the women's thing,
yeah.
and that they have a biological advantage when he has
When
the
he
arm
did
span of
STDs,
like
or
four
not
men or
STDs,
something.
but
not
not
STDs,
STDs. He was doing STDs. He was
PEDs,
fucking himself.
all the PEDs, performance
Yeah,
enhancing
it's
drugs.
just
That one.
it's a silly
And same
conversation.
with Caitlyn Jenner. She. That's the right name, right? Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner was another one that she's transitioned and also came
Oh,
out against trans people in sports. Um, so yeah, I mean
I feel
that
terrible.
one was upsetting
I
too.
feel terrible. I forgot who Caitlyn Jenner was. I had to think for a second. Like who? Oh,
There
oh,
is
yeah,
like a respectability politics argument with that. I think, trying to appear to be the most Republican trans woman, I suppose, to appeal to whatever base she does or doesn't have.
Yeah,
Um, but it's we've got to help the people around us. I could never be on that side of the argument, I don't think.
yeah. Um,
I have noticed that most of the articles. This is just regarding sports. I have noticed that a lot of the negativity comes down on trans women. Very rarely do you see a trans man, get any kind of flack. And I
yeah,
have said it many times that trans women have it the most terrible, terrible way. They have it worse. They really do. And I, it just reminds me when I had retired out of the United Powerlifting Association in 2017, and I was, I've always been a weightlifter, and pre-transition, I was competing amongst the men,
yeah,
and nobody gave a shit. Nobody cared, and I had a couple of friends ask me, "Well, how come you don't compete with the women?" Like you could do either one, and you could probably be more successful. And my reasoning was, I much rather be the weakest man than the strongest woman. As long, and that was my whole point. And nobody cared. Nobody cared. Like they were just, happy to have another person on, with their team, and it just that's what pisses me off is it's always a trans woman. It's never, it's never a trans man. And that it's
yeah,
always
Yeah.
bothered me that we're just gonna shit on all the trans women.
It's something we're kind of conscious of in the filmmaking side of things. I've had
yeah,
some of the films we've made. I've had some of my trans femme friends come up to me and go, "God, it was maybe a little one-sided one time this time. There was a lot of like trans guys in this." And my argument is always, well, they're seen so much less in everything that we do.
yeah,
Like, I'm perfectly happy to give them a platform and a moment to say what they want to say. It's never been a malicious thing. I've never actively chose it. But as far as like featuring them, it is something that we are kind of conscious of.
yeah,
We want there to be uh, a full spectrum of people in our work.
Yeah. For a lot of our listeners right now, the majority live in the U.S., and I thought it would be beneficial to go over the differences between the politics between the UK and here, because you come here in the US and you will have different court systems that run through the local and states. And then so there each state is making their own rules. I forgot it right off. Was it Oklahoma that made the ban against driver's licenses? Kansas. Yeah. Anyway, so it's like you have all these state governments and they're making their own rules, and so there's not some like national rule that's running everything. It's very much Republicans v. Democrats, but it's
per state.
It's per state, and it's hard to create any kind of you can't really create any kind of national whatever without modifying like the Constitution. You can't really go about that. Whereas in the UK, I also want to point out that the oh my gosh, words.
English is hard.
Insurances are based on a per state basis as well.
Right.
Whereas you go over to the UK and it's the government set up almost similar but different, right? Where each what would you call the sections?
So we have we call them counties in our country, but we don't have specific county laws,
right?
Like, in the same way that you do with states.
Yes.
I suppose it's a size thing more than anything else, but yeah, we have like one central government, and that's who we follow.
Right, and it's based on the each county in the UK votes for their own representative that becomes an MP or member of parliament, and then in the US everybody kind of votes, and then it comes down to the college, the electoral college, and it works through these different systems before to be able to vote who our president is. Whereas in your country, the MPs will make their votes on who the prime minister is. Am I correct in that?
Yes, yeah. It's we have a little bit of like what's the right word here? Electoral college nonsense on our side as well. It isn't fully as it should be, which is the number of votes goes to whoever gets in power. I think it's partially because of the county system. There's a little bit of percentage-based voting that happens, which certain parties have been campaigning against quite rightly, and I hope they're successful. But yeah, it's an imperfect system, as I'm sure many people could say right now.
Well, and then going on the similar idea, insurance is it's all across the country. It's one insurance that covers the country, and everybody in the UK has some kind of coverage. There's it's a national insurance.
I will say for the way things are at the moment, the waiting lists for that coverage as far as trans healthcare,
it's way backed up.
It's pretty insane. I mean, there are estimates of 27 years was a number I heard. Quite recently.
I mean, even just to get on hormones is a long process.
Yeah, I mean that is the first appointment. I mean, even from personal experience, I had my first appointment with an NHS, our National Health Service doctor, last month. I'm 6 years into transition at this point. Like 6 years is crazy. For any ailment, I can't imagine any other medical issue I could have where waiting 6 years was like a valid experience, honestly.
I mean, I couldn't have walked on my knee for 6 years. I mean, it's been bad, and so I can only imagine. Actually, so I lived in Scotland for 2 years. I lived in Glasgow, and I had a friend, and we were out playing soccer with a bunch of the other local people. My friend was also from the U.S., and we were out playing them, and there was quite a few of us, and we decided we were gonna have some fun, make it the U.S. v UK, you know. So we split up our teams, and we're playing, and it was a fun game. We were having a blast. Well, after a while, they decided to split the teams up and just kind of make it random, whoever. And me and my friend were both playing very well, and so they decided to separate the two of us up. And a while later, we kick the ball, and me and this my friend are running to it, and we hit the ball at the same time, which, if you know that's just horrible. And I ended up blowing out his ankle. You know, it just is swelled up so big, and it was just almost immediately black and purple and green, and you know, it was. So we went down to the emergency room, and we had the doctor. There wouldn't be a GP; it would just be your emergency room doctor, right? Yeah. So the doctor came up and you know, he kind of felt around. Hey, does it hurt here? Does it hurt here? Does it hurt here? Okay, let me give you 2 paracetamol and you. Paracetamol? Yeah.
Paracetamol, yeah.
Oh, I had it right the first time. Yeah. So anyway, take a couple of these, and if it still hurts in a week, come back. So a week later, whatever, you know, it's just Tylenol. And so we go back, and the same doctor came and saw us, and he, oh, does it hurt here, and it hurt here? And, you know, same answers. And so he goes, oh, here you go. Take a couple paracetamol every day. And we did it 3 times where we went back, and it was the same answer. So he just quit going because it was going to be such a long time to be able to get any other kind of real appointment, you know, while he was in the UK. And we only had like 3 months left before we were coming home. And so we came back, and he had, I think, 9 surgeries on his ankle from it. You know, it really messed it up. And I mean, it was amazing to see how far backed up everything was, and it just went at a really slow rate over it.
Yeah, I'd had a consultation for facial feminization surgery a few years ago, and
Congrats.
Sure. I mean, it hasn't happened yet, I will say, but I was in the consultation one way or the other. And I'm talking to the surgeon, and he says, oh, have you ever broken your nose in your life? And I'm like, no, I don't think so. And he says, well, can you breathe through this nostril? And I'm like, I think so. And he was like, can you
plug the other one and try
through this one? And I'm breathing fine. And he's like, can you breathe through this one? And like nothing was coming out. And it just hadn't like occurred to me, I suppose. So I went to the NHS, and I was like, can we fix this? I'd like to breathe.
Yeah.
That would be good. And I've been on the waiting list for such a long time. And then last year, or year before even, I had walked into a glass door at a Pride event. Like I'd gotten a little bit merry and just like completely. My partner who saw it said it was the funniest thing she'd ever seen. Just like I just didn't see it at all. Like, but broke my nose again. And went back to the doctor and was like, "Can we fix this now?" And they're like, "Yeah, you've done enough to like get this sorted now."
I broke my nose running into a door also. Except for I was full speed running when I slammed into it.
I've never broken anything.
Congrats.
Yeah, I never broke anything. I imagine that's painful. It's super painful.
I'd had the corrective surgery a week before we filmed Dear Wes. And I was so worried that you would like be able to tell on the mic or anything. Like I remember talking to the sound engineer.
I didn't notice.
Like, can we fix this? Like, no one has. Thankfully. I will say the every NHS experience I've ever had has always been strange.
Yeah.
The strangest being my sort of post-surgery conversation. She'd had a lubricated camera up my nose, and I'm like there, like cringing as she's like scratching my brain with this thing. And she said to me in the middle of this experience, she says, oh my God, there's so much room up here now. And I'm like, lady, what do you want from me? Like,
My
what do you
God.
expect me to do with that information? Like, please
Thanks.
take it out of my face. Like, yeah, very, very odd experience.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Totally fair. Totally fair.
So, going back just a little bit to the politics side,
Hmm.
because this
Yeah.
this is something that just interests me,
Mm.
uh, because the way laws are passed and created are different. Um, in the U.S. In a lot of ways you go down to the election and the different laws are ballot are on the ballot, and you just make your vote on, do we want to pass this, do we not want to pass this. And sure, Congress has their share of things that they go over also, but in the UK it seems like it comes down to the MPs and how they vote rather than how you vote. Does that sound right?
Yeah. You are almost voting for your local MPs. What's the right word here? I feel sometimes we're at the whim of their personal political beliefs,
Yeah.
which is how we've kind of got in the situation we are now, where Wes Streeting, who inspired the film, is in a position of power. He's the Secretary of Health of this country,
Yeah.
um, and he's always had it out for trans people. He's always talked to anti-trans lobbies. I
Yeah.
mean, we heard in the making of the film what we understand happened because we spoke to a few people in the room. A group of trans parents and kids were at his office giving testimony,
Yeah.
like a room of 30 people, and he sat there at his desk listening to them. From what I understand, there was not a dry eye in the house. Like everyone
Yeah.
was crying. Such an emotional and charged moment.
Yeah.
And, then for him to come out and still do everything he's done, I don't know, it almost seemed inhuman to me at that point to hear from the community so directly and still do everything you're doing. It's crazy.
Are the Tories the major party right now?
It's kind of difficult. So the Tories were outed a few years ago, and we have a Labour government currently. That's our political
Okay.
party. Labour historically have made their name on being a working class party.
Yes.
That doesn't really feel like it's the case anymore. Everything has moved with that party so close to centre and even centre right that it doesn't really feel like the working class party anymore.
Yeah.
They're not doing what the community wants. So a lot of people are defecting to people like the Green Party
Liberal
or the
Democrats.
Liberal Democrats that are more left
Yeah.
than they maybe would have typically voted for. But everything is so polarized at the moment. It's not an easy thing.
So are you finding that the Green Party and the Liberal Democrats, are you finding that those two parties are growing now because of that?
Hugely, the Green Party in particular. I really regret I was ill at the time. I had a chance to meet the head of the party recently at a trans event that I unfortunately couldn't attend.
Yeah.
But even in saying that, the fact that he's showing up at those kind of events and giving talks and seeing the community
Yeah.
gives me a lot of faith in that party.
Okay.
And I hope that faith is rewarded and warranted. I've, not to fully out myself politically, but
Yeah.
I voted a
Right.
few times I've had the option to.
Yeah.
Um, I'm very hopeful that something new could come in and kind of similar to what's been happening in America. It's either
Mm-hmm.
Republican or Democrat. It's
Right.
historically in this country been it's either Labour or Tory.
Right.
Um, the Conservative governments give them their full name.
Yes.
And the idea of someone new coming in and someone who is more willing to deal with the issues that affect our community
Yes.
is really exciting. And I'm hopeful. I remain hopeful.
Good. So, knowing a little bit more about how the political system works in your country, and knowing there's other people such as J.K. Rowling, who is creating. Lately, she just founded another company, right? Specifically founded by Harry Potter to attack trans people.
Yes.
So, what would it take in your country to make a difference, to make things better?
Whenever I have to have this conversation with like a cis relative or someone who is outside of the
Yeah,
community, the thing I always try and implore on them is, on the one side you have billionaire authors who have nothing but time to devote to the
and
course
money.
and
Mm.
endless money to throw at this problem.
Yeah,
And on the other side, you have me and a group of other people who are similarly, like, you know, just barely employed, or not nearly as well funded
yeah,
as that kind of operation. And it does feel a little bit David v Goliath at this point.
yeah.
You know, if there are any other aspiring fantasy authors who would like to take up the course, you know, Philip Pullman or whoever it is, like, you know, please. But you know, it does feel very one-sided sometimes. And the only thing I can say as to what we can do is show up, keep showing up,
Yeah,
keep going to Pride events, keep engaging with the issue, keep engaging with your community,
and learning.
and learning. Yeah, for sure. There's definitely, I think, especially the sort of cis heteronormative side of the population could do a little bit more learning in terms of how one-sided and how fraught this conversation is within the community.
Do you feel like your organization is being the, how do I ask this? It isn't necessarily trans people's jobs to tell everybody what it is about being trans. Does that make sense? Like, example, I went on the date with a guy, you know, and at the end of the date, it went really bad, and it's not my job to make you be okay with my body, or in culture, it's not my job to make you okay with my existence. Are you finding that your organization is now being the face of here's what everything is, and being that, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes, but I'm also having a
I
hard
think I
time.
could answer this.
Okay.
We had when we started making the films, it was this big thing of within myself and Ray just sort of saying, God, someone else is going to come and do this
Yeah.
as well at some point, right? Like, we can't be the only people who
Yeah.
had this idea and the means to go out and do it. And still to this day, really, we find ourselves looking around being like, God, it really can't just be us saying this one. Like, there must be like more voices in this. And
You got us now.
yeah,
There,
yeah,
there is
and
a
that's not putting down the work of whatever anyone else is doing.
Yeah.
I will say there is a thing we feel specifically. I read this in college. You ever read the Man Who Killed Don Quixote?
Yes.
So, like, I think everyone sort of feels like they're Don Quixote in a weird way. Like, we're all on a quest to civilize, and quite an individual quest to civilize as well.
Yes.
You know, I think certain groups could do more to join forces, and especially when we're considering the J.K. Rowlings and everyone else in the world. You know, what we have is numbers to a certain extent. And I think if we can all come together on these issues, we're in a much stronger position than we are as individuals.
Are you finding the lesbian, gay, bisexual community, are you seeing them start separating yourselves from or separating the two of you, so that would, almost in an effort for self-preservation?
It's a weird thing, honestly, because there is a disconnect in the many dates and people I meet in my personal life who don't seem to care
Yeah.
and are not affected by that in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But there is, like you say, there is almost a vocal minority that are appearing online and appearing in spaces that, seem to have or be given more weight in the argument than I think are actually representative.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see the gay, lesbian, and bisexual communities that I do still consider myself part of, also um, separating trans people very much. Certainly not in this country.
Yeah.
But there is, as with a lot of trans issues, there is a very vocal minority
Yeah.
that are against it.
I don't know that I have a whole lot of other questions. You got anything, Bear?
I think we covered the film. We covered the website.
Yeah.
We know that there's an upcoming project, and there's a youth outreach as well. That's also on the website.
Yes.
There's
highly recommend go check out the website. There's so many articles on there that I just think are powerful and informative, and I highly recommend people go check out the website. Jess, can you go ahead and what is it, the
shout out,
shameless shout out?
Shameless shout out.
Yeah. About the website and
Sure.
that kind of thing.
Sure. So if you want to hear anything more about what we're doing, heading to transmatters.co is probably your best place to start. We have community events in the UK, as well as many articles on transitioning and the political landscape in regards to trans people specifically.
Yeah.
If you head to social media, you will probably see my face there in terms of videos we put out on Instagram, TikTok, and our YouTube channel too is the place to see all of our previous documentary work. We've made films on topics of joy, pride, dysphoria, fear, and trans youth most recently.
Yes.
If I ever get the chance, I always plug the fear film specifically. It was a Halloween special we made. We're asking people what keeps them up at night, which inspired some very serious conversations.
We're the boogeyman.
Precisely, but to counteract that, what we did is we interviewed people in recreations of their favorite horror movies. So the film opens on me busting through a door like Jack Nicholson in The Shining, and interviewing through a small porthole in the door. We did an Exorcist recreation where I was tied to the bed in like a nightgown. It's a crazy film, but it's really
I got the handcuffs.
It's really sweet and hopeful in a weird way.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's fun. Like, we did so much. We poured a giant bucket of blood over a trans guy's head for a Carrie recreation.
Nice.
We had some Silence of the Lambs in there as well. It was so much fun.
It sounds like
probably my favorite thing I've ever made. It's a great film.
I love that. I thought you were going to say something there, Bear. I highly recommend people go check out the website. I have seen the TikTok, quite a few videos on TikTok. And there's also on the website a place where you can sign up, put your name and email in there, and you can keep up to date on different information. Yes. Especially as this starts to grow worldwide, you should be able to start finding events and meetups somewhere around you so that you don't necessarily feel alone.
Yes, and it looks like on your website there's also an online meetup, so you don't have to be in, I almost said Longview, that would be Washington. You don't have to be in London to go to these meetups. There is one online too. And I think that's wonderful. If you want to be a part of it, yeah.
Yeah, we especially especially as we start to become more worldwide over the next few years, it's definitely a good time to sign up on the mailing list, because I think the chances of us being, in your area is ever more likely. So it's a good time to get involved.
I love that. Jess, thank you so much for coming on the podcast and being patient with us while we had the tech issues last week, and then while I completely fucked up this week. We really appreciate your patience. This has been a fun interview. It's been really informative, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
And listening to you talk about this work that you're doing, it's very apparent that you're very passionate about it, and it touches your heartstrings. Some of the stories you shared really touched me. I was starting to get emotional. I'm really appreciative of the work that it is you guys are doing, and I just wish you continued success. And if there's anything that we can do to help, let us know.
Of course, 100%. If I'm ever in Portland, you'll be my first.
I would love that.
Ooh, yes, please.
There's a chance I know America is a place where we will be going for definite for the next film, but we'll see where we end up.
You're gonna have to be careful with the passport issue on that.
100%.
Yeah. Coming up in the future here for us, we have the new segment coming out Beyond the Label, where we're going to be not here in the studio, but out and about, so we can help trans people be able to learn more things, such as fashion and how to dress up. How do you communicate with people when you go into stores, and finding your look and
finding your style, finding your look,
yeah. So we have that coming up. So stay tuned for that. There was something else that we have coming up. I am getting the social media back together finally. We have more episodes that are dropping now, and I'm getting caught up on all of this work. So we expect that to keep continuing.
Yes, and stay tuned for the other socials. There will be new reels and more content coming up on the Instagram and TikTok, as well as YouTube.
Yes.
The little short. I
don't
remember where shorts go and where reels go, but they're short clips. And stay tuned for that. And then again, if you would like to be a guest on the Transplanting Podcast, the contact is still Daphne@transplantingpodcast.com. And you can always just go to the website and drop us a line if you'd like. And I'm looking forward to the new segment, because I think I can take on being the camera guy.
That'll be fun.
I think I can.
I look forward to it. It'll be an adventure.
Yeah, because otherwise I don't know anything about it. But I'm gonna give it the best shot. Yeah, we're gonna make it work.
I'm good at teaching you.
And so, yes, to our listeners and viewers, stay tuned. We do have more content coming up. And thanks again, Jess.
Yeah,
appreciate having you. And so hey, stay tuned. We're coming out with more content. And with that said, as always, welcome to the family.